slept off, or are you all awake listening to the thing? Fine, let's move ahead. So for certain categories, they kind of give you a double weightage for your export performance. So what categories are those? If you are an MSME, there is certain limit for MSME. If you are registered as an MSME, if you do any exports, whatever export you've done, it gives double weightage. So if you've done 3 crores of exports, it will be 6 crores. Like that, your performance is doubled for each transaction. Manufacturing units having International Organization for Standardization, IBS, Bureau of Indian Standards. Any units located in northeastern states, including Sikkim, Jammu, and Kashmir. Units located in agri-exports zone. Now, if all that is, if you all, in all those 4 categories, if they do any export, their export performances doubled. Double weightage will be given. Now, this is only given to 1-star export house status category only. So, if a 2-star, 3-star, you will not get. If a 2-star MSME is there, you will not get the benefit. A shipment can double weightage only once in any one of the above categories. So on one shipment, you can only get it in one category. So if you come under 2 or 3 categories, you will only get one benefit in one category. Other conditions for granting of status: export performance shall not be permitted to be transferred to another IC holder. So your company gets it, you only will have to use your IC status. Export made on re-export basis shall not be counted for recognition. So exports made on re-export basis, so that means it's kind of what do you say, if you have sent a goods again and they will do something, they'll send it back to our country, all of that is not counted. Export for items under authorization, including SCOMET. What is SCOMET? What are those items? What's the full form of that? Anybody? SCOMET. What is the full form of that?
Special chemicals, organism, materials, equipment, and technologies.
Yes, so those are items under the which are considered as a group. So if you're using if you're exporting those items, it will also be included for calculation of export performance. Okay, now if you are a status holder, certificate holder, you do get certain privileges. Authorization and custom clearance for both imports exported may be granted on self-declaration basis. So documentations have been reduced, so you can give a self-declaration and you can get clearance for import and exports. Import-export norms may be fixed on priority within 60 days by the norms committee. Special scheme in respect of the import-output norms. So there is a time limit of 60 days for priority for any import-export norms to be maybe fixed. Exemption from furnishing or bank guarantee for schemes under FTP unless specified. So basically, sometimes when you're importing or exporting, you will have to give bank guarantees. So if you're a status holder, you are exempted from giving a bank guarantee. Exemption from compulsory negotiation of documents through banks, remittance, receipts, all of that. So certain documents which are compulsory, it has been exempted. 2-star and above export houses shall be permitted to establish an export warehouse as per the Department of Revenue guideline. So sometimes if you want to have the export warehouse benefits, if you are a 2-star and above status holder, you do get benefits for you do get warehousing facilities also. 3-star and above shall be entitled to get benefits from the accredited clients program as per the guidelines of the CBEC. So there is some program also. If you are a 3-star and above, you do get that benefits also. The status holder would be entitled to preferential priority in handling of the consignment. So if you are importing or exporting, and if you submit the certificate, they give priority, they give preferential treatment to your consignments. Consignment is the huge containers that they bring it into the country, they send it, so they transport it, fix it, all of that. So they take priority in giving your goods. Manufacturers who are also status holders will be enabled to self-certify their manufactured goods. Okay, self-certify is nothing but they kind of, again, there'll be a declaration that you'll have to give saying that we have manufactured this is my status holder, give all the details for the requirement. So all that is, those benefits are also there. Manufacturer exporters who are also status holders shall be eligible to self-certify their goods originating from India as per handbook procedure. So there's a procedure where you certify and you tell that these have been originated, created, made in India, and we are exporting. Status holders shall be entitled to export freely exportable items, excluding gems and jewelry articles on free of cost basis for export promotion, subject to an annual limit. So you also have and you can export freely exportable items also, subject to an online limit. Okay. Anybody's got any doubt so far?
Of these export warehouses and this accredited clients program?
See, accredited clients program, there are a lot of benefits are there. You'll probably have to go into the website, see details and all that. So nothing related in the subject not required. You just, if they ask you, you just remember accredited clients program. Don't go into those details. For export warehouses, sometimes what happens is you cannot export it say on the same day, or you can't because of some documentations required, or say the country wherever you're exporting to is not ready to accept it, say today, or they will only accept tomorrow, or they will only accept after 3 days, but your goods have already reached the customs port. Then what do? You'll have to put all the goods in a warehouse. So export warehouses also are there. So they will keep it for 3 days. When you are ready to export it, you can always take it out from there. You will have to pay a nominal fees. So those are the benefits of export warehouses.
Thanks.
Anyone's got any doubt?
Is there any warehouses like without the payments?
No. So all, see, there will be multiple warehouses in and around the customs area and all that. Everything will be handled by a particular. So there are warehouses that the customs also will have. There'll be warehouses where you can buy the particular area to keep your goods. Now, wherever you keep the warehouses, you will have to pay a particular charge. The department will also have, the customs department will also have their warehouses. Say sometimes it's imported, your goods are imported, and you have not submitted any documents. And so until then, where will they keep your goods? They have to keep it in somewhere, so they keep it in the warehouse. So you will have to submit your documents, pay for the time that you have kept in the warehouse, and then they will release your goods. So warehouses, it can be both by the customs also, or it can be you have hired somebody to keep it somewhere. That is also possible.
Where these warehouses normally set up, no? In India.
So they have, so you have custom ports everywhere, right? You have Kochi, you have Chennai, you have how many? There is Visakhapatnam port, Mumbai port. So there will be warehouses in and around the ports. One second. There will be everywhere. Wherever there are ports which are there, they will have warehousing facility. So basically, warehousing facility is nothing. They'll have containers. They'll have. I'm sure you would have seen it in movies. Which is that movie? I don't know. There was one latest movie. There was a fight scene in the port where they had huge containers. Ships used to come. I'm not sure which language it is. So basically, it'll be there.
Tamil
What's
Vijay
the
movie.
okay. Yes, that's the movie. So there was a fight scene in the port, and they kind of showed the port really well. So though there will be containers, it need not be a proper warehousing like you think. A roof will be there, or four walls will be there. So if there are items which should not get rain and all that, perishable items will be kept separately, but otherwise it will just be kept on the port with the proper covering. Okay, so go ahead. There are some more topics. Do you all want to continue, or we'll do it tomorrow?
No problem. Can we continue, please?
Okay, we'll continue. Fine. So, moving ahead, there are certain duty exemption schemes. There are two types of schemes. There's an advance authorization scheme and there's a duty-free import authorization scheme. So, the advance authorization scheme is issued to allow duty-free import of inputs which is physically incorporated in export production, making normal allowance for weightage. Advance authorization is issued for imports in relation to resultant products on the following basis. As per standard import-output norms, on the basis of self-declaration, applicant-specific prior fixation of norms by the Norms Committee on self-ratification scheme of foreign trade policy. So basically, there are two schemes that is being given for as per the FTP policy. There's an advance authorization and there's a duty-free import. Advance authorization is nothing but they will allow duty-free import of inputs. So if you are getting any, if you're getting any items which is used for an export, you get these duty you will get a duty exemption. So basically, you are importing raw materials to export the finished product. So you get that benefit of the advance of the duty exemption scheme. Now there is requirements like self-declaration, all of that. So if you give all those requirements, you will get this exemption under the FTP scheme. Who is eligible for the applicant, export, supply, all of that. Say a manufacturer or merchant importer, exporter, merchant exporter, advance authorization for annual requirement, eligibility condition to obtain advance authorization for annual requirement, export obligations. You can read it from the textbook. It is just point wise, and if you want, you can, for your information, you can just read it once. Nothing to explain about because everything is in simple terminologies. The second one is the duty-free import authorization scheme. Duty-free import authorization is issued to allow duty-free import of inputs. In addition, import of oil catalyst, which is consumed, utilized in the process of production of export production, may also be allowed. Provisions of accounting imports, importability, exportability of items which are prohibited, restricted, STE, domestic sourcing of inputs, currency for realization of export proceeds and re-import of exported goods under duty exemption remission scheme, FTP, shall also be applied to the duty-free import authorization scheme. So you do have another authorization scheme, which is the duty-free. So details are given. There's another scheme which is the Export Promotion Capital Goods Scheme. The objectives of this scheme is to facilitate import of capital goods for production, quality goods and services to enhance India's export competitiveness. So basically, if you are getting say machines. So capital goods is nothing but machinery, all of that. So if you're getting machines into the country for your manufacturing and production of items, then you have certain benefits of a particular scheme, which is called as the Export Promotion Capital Goods Scheme. So there are details. I think some of the old syllabus does not have details of these schemes. New syllabus has got details of the schemes. So it's all in simple language. Go through it. If you have any doubt, you can always ask me for any of the particular things. So I mean, it's just regular information that's there, whatever is there in the FTP policy. So you can go through it. You have any doubts, come back to me. Because we are talking about the foreign trade policy. We are talking about the foreign trade policy, and export is very important for say exports is important for the reputation of our country as well. So they consider the quality as a priority. It's very important to have a good quality when you are exporting the goods. So any complaints received from foreign buyers in respect of poor quality of the products supplied by exporters from India will be considered a serious offense. Complaints of importers against foreign suppliers in respect of quality of the product supplied. So if you have any complaints regarding an importer, a foreign exporter, a foreign supplier, you can also raise your complaint. As in basically you can file your, you can give a complaint. Complaints of unethical commercial dealings categorized mainly on non-supply, partial supply of goods after confirmation of order, supplying goods other than the ones agreed on, non-payment, non-adherence to delivery schedules. So if you have any issues regarding any of partial submission of you have paid but you've not received the goods, or they are not responding, all such categories, you can you can file your complaints against this. So you have 3 categories that you can file your complaint against. Now you do have now who can you submit yours? You do have a committee on quality complaints and trade disputes. So you can complain to this particular committee. So it's called the Committee on Quality Complaints and Trade Disputes, CQCTD. And on page number 146, you have the composition, who all are eligible, who are a part of this particular committee. You have the additional DGFT, nominee director, officer, chairperson, any agency, all of that is mentioned. There are 10 points, 10 members who have been mentioned there. There are functions. Functions is nothing but inquiring. So basically, if you get any complaint from anybody, what do you first do is first you inquire, you first investigate. So they will, so the committee will inquire, they will investigate on what the complaint is. So if it is something to do with exports, they will ask you to submit, the particular. So obviously, if it's a rejected goods, it will come back to the country. So then they will ask you to submit the goods that have been returned back. They will check the quality, and then if it's in imported goods, they will again ask you to submit those items. They will check the quality. They will find out why this particular product was rejected, or why complain, why the quality was. They will ask you to submit documentation. They will do an investigation. They will do an inquiry. All of that. The functions of the committee is that. Plus, they will also take an extra step to solve grievances, because it is import and export. They will take more importance if it's an export. Because of the foreign, we are sending a make in India product outside, and whatever issue is there, within 3 months they will try to resolve your complaint. So within 3 months they'll try to redress it. Now, in case if the particular committee cannot handle things individually, they will also take help from the export councils or any other particular related departments help. to solve the issues. So basically, functions is nothing but they inquire, they address your issues, and they also have to do it within a matter of 3 months. And if they feel they need additional assistance, they will go ahead with another department. Anyone's got any doubt?
Yes, ma'am. In the textbook, page 146, under functions of CQCTD, it says the second line where it says falling under the jurisdiction of the respective RAs. What is RAs?
I'll tell you. 1 second. RAs is the regional authority. So regional authority is nothing but there's this committee for quality complaints and trade disputes, right? So so they have multiple regional authorities who have been appointed throughout. So if you look at the same page, point number A, it says Committee on Quality Complaints and Trade Dispute will be constituted in 22 offices of the Regional Authority of DGFTs. So they have 22 people who are considered as regional authorities.
Okay, ma'am, got it.
Yeah. Anybody else has got any doubt? No, ma'am. Okay, let's move ahead. Okay, next is a concept called deemed exports. Now, deemed exports considered under the foreign trade policy means those goods supplied do not leave the country, and payment for such supplies is received either in Indian rupees or free foreign exchange. So that means you have manufactured. I'm just giving you an example. You have manufactured, say, valves for Maruti Suzuki. Maruti Suzuki. Please name a foreign car brand. What is that? BMW. Okay, BMW. So you have manufactured a part of valve. You have manufactured a particular valve for the BMW car. Now, you have manufactured that in, say, in Mysore. Now you have to export that to BMW office, so wherever their manufacturing unit is. So you manufacture it and you inform them saying that I have finished manufacturing this particular valves, but where do I send it? Then BMW will tell, no, see, you don't have to send it to us. You send it to our factory, which is located in Kerala. So then what you do is you consider it. Basically, you have made it for exporting, but they have requested you to send it to their Kerala factory. So you send from your factory to the Kerala. So basically, and they will pay you in foreign currency because it's from the head office. Say, I'm just giving an example. Say US head office is giving it to you. So they will pay you in USD only for you to supply it to Kerala. So that's called deemed exports. So you're not sending the goods out of the country, but it's still there in the country, but you get paid for you get paid keeping in mind the export prices. So that's called a deemed export. Deemed export for the purpose of goods GST would include only on supplies notified on so and so at recommendation of the GST Council. The benefits of GST condition applicable for such benefits would be specified by the GST Council. So for deemed, so usually GST is, say, if you're giving it from one state to another, you have GST which is put, or so any GST which is required that the GST Council will notify. So that's what it tells. Now, you have benefits of GST, which is on, you have benefits of deemed exports, which is on page 147. You have those schemes that we saw. All of that is also applicable for the particular deemed exports category also. So you can go through that, and then, yes, okay. We are done with the foreign trade policy. We've covered deemed experts also. So you can just go through the benefits. There's nothing much in detail on the benefits and the conditions. You can just go through that once. You have any doubt, you can come back to me. Anybody has got any question? Go through the chapter. If you have any queries, any doubts, you can always ask me. Syllabus in the new syllabus is much in detailed. In the old syllabus, you won't find some of the details. It'll just be point by point. Just few points will be mentioned. So it's up to you. Whatever you have in your textbook, please study only that much. Anyone's got any doubts? We'll meet tomorrow. If no one's got any doubts.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.